up, Ragamuffins? We are starting a whole new concept, and that is division. We've already done repeat addition and multiplication, and now we're trying to put the whole thing together. So let's take a look at this. What does a division equation even mean? Our approach is going to involve taking a look at some vocabulary. We have to figure out what a factor is. We also need to know what a product is, a dividend. A dividend is the whole, the divisor, what is a quotient, equal groups, and the inverse. So we're going to start off by looking at the parts of a multiplication sentence. We're going to use arrays to see how multiplication and division are related. We want to be able to talk clearly about what a division sentence is, or the concept of division. So our vocabulary is going to have to be spot on. And to do all of that, we're going to use two different situations to help us understand and practice what division actually means. The first equal group situation that we'll look at involves this girl named Angie, who's earned another set of 3 gold stars for her reading. It was the 4th week in a row that she read that much. And the question we're supposed to find is, how many stars did she read altogether? So we have 3 gold stars for her reading each week, and she has 4 weeks. We could use repeat addition to answer that question by looking at 3 groups for each, 3 stars, for each of the 4 weeks that she read. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals 12 stars. So the question that was asked was how many stars altogether, and we've used repeat addition to find 12 stars. If we used multiplication, we can go back to the concept we've examined before of arrays. And you remember that an array is just equal groups shown in rows, and each row is a group. So we've got 4 rows of 3, each of these rows standing for one of the weeks that Angie read so well. So 4 rows of 3 is the same as 4 times 3. Instead of rows of, we say times. Why? Because it's 3 4 times. So 4 times 3 gives us the product, which is 12 stars. The answer to a multiplication problem is called a product. And each of the numbers that we're multiplying by is called a factor. Let's take a look at a different situation here, a second one. So in this situation here, Angie's chart boasted 12 stars, which she earned 3 each day. The question is, how many days did she hit her goal? So I have to place the 12 stars into groups of 3. I know this because the problem has said she earned 3 each day, and it's asking me how many days. So by putting them into rows of 3, I find out the number of days that she earned, over which she earned all those stars. So the number of rows is 4. That's why the unit that I've chosen is days, because each row stands for 1 day. In my division sentence, the first number here, 12, which is the whole, all, the total of all the stars, that's called my dividend. The number I'm dividing by, which in this case stands for the number of stars in each group, the number of stars in each group, that's called my divisor. And the answer to my division question is called a quotient. Kind of a strange spelling. Q-U-O-T-I-E-N-T. Same way if you said patient, T-I-E-N-T, is how you say that, shunt. So in another classroom, a kid earned 12 stars in 3 days. And the question is, how many stars was her daily goal? So you might see that what's happened is the question's now asking me how many stars. In the prior question, it was how many days. So things have shifted a little bit. In fact, if you take a look at this array here, it's also got 12 stars, but I've got 1, 2, 3 rows. It's the same as we have in this situation, except instead of being vertical, it's flipped horizontally. So now what we've got is 12 stars into 3 groups of stars, and 12 divided by 3 equals 4. So the multiplication sentence is the same. 12 divided by 3 equals 4. Here, however, my unit is days. In this question, I'm supposed to find how many stars. So I have to fill in my unit for stars. So how many stars was our daily goal? She had 4 stars for each of the days, and it actually took her 3 days, as was given in the problem. So here's what we're going to leave this lesson with, our takeaways. We understand that repeat addition and multiplication are different ways of getting to the same place. If I add 3 4 times, I get 12. If I multiply 4 times 3, I get 12. I get to the same place or the same answer. Of course, with repeat addition, the answer is the sum. And with repeat and with multiplication, my answer is called a product. In the second case, when we dealt with multiplication and division, those are called inverses of one another. Division is the inverse of multiplication. Multiplication is the inverse of division. And that's because while they're related, they are opposites of one another. So I hope this lesson makes the concept of division less intimidating. I hope you can see that if you know your math facts for multiplication, you'll also know your math facts for division. And that even though you're not really familiar with division yet, since you're already familiar with multiplication, the concept ought to be a breeze. So good luck. Thank you.